Okay, we are on YouTube. Welcome, YouTube. Let's start. Kevin, can you introduce yourself, please? Can you introduce yourself? And the answer question number 2, have you had any experience working with a project manager, and how did it go?
Okay. So my name is Kevin. I'm 30 years old. I work as a software engineer in a company from Latam, and I'm married. I have a dog. I don't have children. So, and I live in Caruaru, Pernambuco, and that's it. So the second question is, have you had any experience working with a project manager? How did it go? Working with a project manager, no, but I had some experiences and more like a project manager, but was just like leading the team to some tasks in the job and working. Let me see. Yeah, it's basically this kind of tasks, like more helping the team to work with some jobs, some tasks, and leading the team to finish their problems, to help the daily work. So it's more like this, not so, but I never worked as a project manager officially.
Yeah, I got he or she, I don't know, wasn't an official project manager, but this person did the jobs of the project manager, right?
Yes.
I got, okay, yeah. The project manager the same time is our friend and unfriend at the same time. Yeah, it's a trick job, project manager, but I had good experience with the project manager, and I'm totally agree in the independent of the time of the project. I prefer to work with a project manager because he can be boring or bossy, but it's necessary. I recommend. Thank you, Kevin.
It's not so common in the IT area. It's more like when you have
it's depend of the company, because in most of the companies, mainly if the core of the company isn't a IT department, for example, finance or industry companies, IT, the people don't like IT with investment, but cost. No, a project man, no. Let's start without a project man. But in my that companies that I worked before, I could see the project managers working, and I could see the how is important the project manager in the project, mainly in big projects. It's important because the project managers there's a follow up about the tasks and the report to a client. Documentation is important. The technical team don't like to write documentation. The project manager can help us in these tasks. Thank you, Kevin. João, can you introduce yourself, please?
Okay. My name is João Pedro. I don't know why it's written only João here, but you can call me João. I'm 24 years old. I'm in college. I study electrical engineer, and today I am a software developer intern in financial company from São Paulo.
Mm-hmm. But where do you live in São Paulo or no?
Oh no, yeah, I live in Salvador, Bahia.
Salvador. Okay, and you work remotely. Okay.
Yes.
João, have you had any experience working with a project manager?
I don't know if it was okay. It wasn't a fully project manager experience, but I had an experience that was quite likely a manager. I worked for 3 years with digital marketing,
Mm-hmm.
but I was the responsible for the mainly results of my team, and when some action or some project we were doing wasn't giving us the money we expect, I had
Mm-hmm.
to
Good.
talk with all the people from the team to think about another strategy to keep going on our month, on our sprint, whatever. But um, today I know that was really important to recognize the importance of the other people on our team and how our actions can have an impact on other teams and on our work colleagues. But I don't know if this is my role today.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Nice. You said a good point. The costs. The cost is a good point. The another role about the production man. The cost of the money and the time.
Yes.
Thank you, João. Carlos, would you introduce yourself, please?
Hello, everyone. My name is Carlos. I'm 32 years old. I'm married. I have two daughters. I work as a software engineer to a company located in Curitiba, but I
Mm-hmm.
live in Ponta Grossa, so I work remotely. I don't know what I can tell anymore about myself. I think it's this.
Okay. Is Ponta Grossa located in Paraná or São
Yeah,
Paulo? Paraná? Paraná?
Ponta
Paraná? Okay.
Grossa is in Paraná,
Paraná. Okay.
100 kilometers far away from Curitiba.
Yeah, it's a little close.
It's closer.
Not much, yeah.
Curitiba.
Okay. Carlos, have you had any experience working with a project manager?
Experience me working as a project manager.
Not you, with a project manager.
Yeah, me working as a project manager.
You?
Yet. No.
Okay.
I
No.
didn't have this experience
okay.
yet, but
Okay.
the company
Okay.
that I work had a project manager, and the other companies that I work in the past had project managers, but I worked in the past with projects didn't have project manager. So to me, it's very good when the company had this kind of people, because they can spend time thinking about what we have to do. So when a task came to me, never how can I say, when a task came to me, I know isn't perfect, but the most part of the hard work was done by someone before. You have to do this and this and that, and you have to give me the results in that time. So to me, it's a good position. I had this kind of people in the team.
Okay. Nice, Carl. Thank you. Kevin, another question. According to what was shown in the video, do you want to become a project manager in the future?
No, because I had some experience working with a similar role in a job that I had. So sometimes we changed our role for a period, like a sprint, and we changed for example, now this sprint you will become the facilitator, like the project manager or the scrum master. So I didn't like at all because
They are
uh,
similar.
yes, a little bit similar. Depends on the context, but I didn't like so much. Put the hands on the past. I don't know if this is this word exists, but I like to develop. I like to code and to build things. So it's okay. I can do it, but I didn't like so much. So I prefer to develop instead to to become a project manager and well do the project manager things.
I totally agree with you. If you ask me this question, my answer is very similar than you. I can do this role, not perfectly like a professional specific project manager, but I prefer to work in the technical team or the coordinator team, management team that is different than project manager.
Yeah, like a technical lead.
Technical lead. Exactly, Kevin. Thank you. João, and you, do you want to become a project manager in the future?
In the future, I really don't know. Like, I mostly have a good relationship with people. I do recognize the importance of a project manager, but I don't think today I have the maturity to be hard when I have to be hard. And I don't know if I would like this role for a long time. Nowadays I'm really enjoying coding. Maybe in the future when I have more experience dealing with people, I could
older, more tired.
Yeah. More tired.
Yeah,
tired
you
of
are
coding.
young, man.
Maybe I could handle it.
Yeah,
Time in my
because
life, maybe.
because the technical skills you have for manage a project is easier in my opinion.
Yes, when you have this, I think it's easier to have a vision of everything.
Okay, thank you, João. Carlos, what about you? Do you want to become a project manager in the future?
I had to agree with my colleagues because I don't pretend in the future become a project manager. I like to code, and I think the soft skills necessary to be a project manager.
Absolutely.
I don't have these soft skills. I'm trying to improve my hard skills. I know I have to improve other skills, but in the moment I'm not planning to do this. I want to learn new tech stuffs. I want to try to use things like DevOps and TDD and other tech technical ways to code. So I'm going more to become a specialist as a coder than became a project manager. Maybe in the future, I don't know, the company that I work, I can lead some, how can I say, some juniors, but not be a project manager.
Okay, yeah, that's the same opinion. Okay, thank you, Carlos. Kevin, which is the most important factor for a project manager to be successful? In my opinion, it should be boring. A good project must be boring.
Yeah, well, it's a little bit, it's a hard question because there's a combination of skills that
Yes, I was
makes a
joking.
project manager successful. But if I would choose one, maybe it's the effective communication. Project lead.
The first one.
Yeah, because it's the problem of every company. So it's not so simple. We think that is simple, but it's not. And if you can handle this kind of skills, you can master this skill. You will be successful in your career as a project manager, and you will handle the conversation with your team. You can handle the conflicts between them and between all the companies. So maybe for me, this is the points.
Yeah, and the conflict with a client too, not just with
Yeah.
the team, because it's normal having a problem with your client is very nervous. It's necessary
in everything. So the communication is
Yes.
in everything.
The communication is for sure. You are correct. Yes. Thank you, Kevin. João, what about you? Which is the most important factor for a project manager to be successful?
I totally agree with Kevin, but I would say it's something different because I think is also very important is the sense of urgency. I don't know if this is correct, but as a project manager, you are the one that have to make decisions in the right time when you have a hard situation. And I think that's a very difficult skill because you have a lot of trade-offs, a lot of things to consider when taking a decision that will change everything in the project, in the work of your team. I think this is also very important.
Yeah. The emotional skill, wow, is really necessary in this role, in this job project, man.
I think this one is the hardest.
Yeah, if you don't have an excellent emotional, it will be a big problem in your project. Yes. Thank you, João. Carlos, what about you? Which is the most important factor for a project manager?
I agree with the other guys, but I can say project manager to be successful had to be a organized person.
Good.
If a project manager, project manager isn't an organized person, will become very lost. Even the company give to him some tools to handle with the tasks. It's pretty easy to lose something in
Good point, Carl.
or something else. You can you can use Kanban or Scrum or everything else, but if the guy isn't organized, everything became a mess.
Yeah,
So
good point, Carl.
Being organized to me, it's one point very important to a project manager.
Okay, nice. Thank you, Carlos.
And the lack of organization, it's passed to the team if the project manager isn't organized.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, correct. Thank you, guys. I love the next question because the next question is feeling with another tech talk, not with a project manager. Kevin, according to the video, 25% of project managers have at least one certification. Do you think it's important to this certification in IT industry?
In the IT industry,
In general, yes.
In general, it's good. It's good. It's not so required. It's not something that you must have, but it's good to differentiate you from the other guys when you are applying to some jobs. So
Yeah.
and some companies have in the requirements the something like you must have it's like a desired skills. It's desired that you have this kind of certification. You need to have X or something like this. So it's more like a plus that you can get, and basically it's more like this because the certification not necessarily tells that you know something, because you just studies a little bit, but not necessarily you apply it in the real world problems or basically that's my opinion.
Yeah, you are correct. The certifications are the difference for applying a jobs, and you stay. I don't know how can I say evidence in English. Maybe evidence. I don't know.
Evidence.
Yeah, I don't know in evidence in your LinkedIn or in your network. I worked 5-6 years in IT consultant company, and the for IT consultant company is essential, has certification professionals in your how can I say quadro de funcionários, I don't know, whatever. And the company's paid for me the certification. I needed to do tests. I lost the count, I don't know, but I did 15, 16 tests about certificate, but I wasn't obligated, but my boss asked, "Oh, come on, man! I paid to you. I give a bonus to you if you pass. Oh, let's go." But for me, it's more important for the companies than the professional. If you are looking a new job, yes, it's a big difference. But in day, in daily, no, for me, no, because it isn't worth if you have a lot of certification, but it's happening a problem. Let's fix. Ooh, I don't know. I don't know how is research this problem, troubleshoot this problem. That's my opinion. It's the certification are more important for companies than professional. Unfortunately, the market is here.
Yeah, I agree. And there is a good point when you are studying for a certification that you study some specific things that could be a game changer when you got some problem. So you knew that you have something that you can solve with that tool, that knowledge. So that's good.
And another point, Kevin, and the another colleagues, the price because the certification is in dollar. In last year, I did two tests for GCP, for Google Cloud, and the test was $200. It's impossible. It's possible I pay R$ 1.000 for apply a test. But the company paid for me. Okay, let's go. It's very expensive, the certification, because the currency isn't friendly for us, because you need to pay in dollar. Okay, Carlos, in your opinion, do you think it's important, the certification in the IT industry?
Talking generally, certification isn't necessary. I know a lot of guys who work to big companies, and those guys didn't have any certifications. But as you say before, some areas in IT industry, it's very
Yes.
necessary. You told some of them, but I can say cybersecurity is other one. Even a guy who had a great experience, or or even he is a great guy doing cybersecurity stuffs. I see many guys in LinkedIn who are looking for get certification in this area. So
Mhm.
I think it's more relevant in the when you had some specific areas. As a
Mhm.
developer like me, isn't
Mhm.
necessary. I'm trying to get a Laravel certification this year. I'm studying to this, but it's personal stuff that I want to me, isn't to show to someone.
Mhm.
But my company or the companies that I worked before don't ask this as a plus or everything else. But if I want to work to other area, I think it's good to have,
Mhm. Okay. One point. Obviously, I said about my sub area in IT infrastructure in the in the cloud computing. I don't know about in another area. Good to listen you about the develop sub area. Thank you, João. And you, do you think it's important, the certification in the IT industry?
I agree with you guys. I think it's not important. It's not more important than the experience. But for a project manager, maybe in IT industry, it could be um, important to have a certification, because um, as IT industry grows very fast, the agile methods are really incorporated to this industry. And maybe when you have a project manager that has a certification as a Scrum Master or something related, maybe a reference for these things. But as I say, it's not more important than experience.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good. Thank you, João. Kevin, next question. How important is communication during the progress of a project? Good question.
It's basically what I've said in the previous answer, the previous question. So it's totally important, because you need communication to solve the most basic problems, from the most basic problems to the most complex ones. Because for example, if you have a project that you can have two teams and they need to work together. A communication problem can be so small and so big, depends on the problem. Like an example in a IT project, like developing something, a problem like the communication, the lack of communication could be something that one team expects one thing and the other one expects one. So in the final, everyone had the result as unexpected result for both.
Yes.
So it's very complex.
Yeah, and it's very normal in a project. Two or more teams needs to work together. It's very common. Yes. João, what about you? How important is communication during the progress of the project?
I had a recent example that may say more than a definition. I had a task with my team like last month or last 2 months, and with another team working with us, and we didn't express ourselves right, and then we say that we will start to do the task. It was an API contract, to write an API contract, and the other team didn't understand well that, and we will do it first, and then they would use the API we wrote. And like 1 week later, the two teams did completely different things, and then we had to do real work. So I think the more communication you have, the less real work you will do.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, João. Thank you. Carlos, you said before about the communication. Would you want to add something or no?
I want to add,
Okay.
of course, be good in communication. It's important because to avoid mistakes. So
Yeah.
Working with other devs or talking to a client, everything went to be very clear, very careful. So mistakes didn't happen. And when you avoid mistakes, you save time and money.
Yeah, the phrase is correct in every language. Yes, that's correct. The next question. João, have you managed challenge project in your work or personal life? In personal life.
In personal life, challenging projects.
Like a trip or buy a new house or buy a car.
Okay, I really enjoy making trip schedules and organization, but
I love to do it. I love to do it.
I really enjoyed to search and have where I will eat my breakfast, when I will lunch, and when we will have our dinner. But for like all the week I will travel. I really enjoy to do it. If it counts as experience, I may have a lot of experience with it.
Wow, it's my favorite project. Organize a trip. Wow, I'm the best for it.
Of course.
Carlos, have you managed challenge project in your personal life?
Yeah, in the past I worked to military policy here in Paraná. So I had an invitation to build software to them, and this was very challenging to me because I have to build I built this from zero alone. So I have to build the interface, the database, the backend, and this was very challenging to me. Take me 10 or 11 months to do. And in the end, it was very pleasure give the software to those guys work, to my colleagues, and this was very, very satisfactory to me.
Nice. Thank you, Carlos. Kevin, what about you? Have you managed a challenge project in your personal life?
Yes. In my first job, I was the like I said, the Scrum Master, more like a technical leader of the team, and I stayed for a time just organizing the tasks, organizing the project objectives, and talking to the clients like what we need to do, and the boring things like you said as a project manager. But yeah, in other contexts, like all of you said too, it's common every day. It's not more like a project manager for a big project, but for some small projects in my work, I tend to organize for the team because I work in a position that requires this kind of action, so it's very common.
Good.
Hello, hello.